Hello, hello, hello. What is up, everybody? Let's make sure I'm live on all platforms. Okay, we are live. Cool. All right, let's give it a couple of minutes. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. We're going to talk about junk, we're going to talk about software, but we're going to talk about the origin. Hon, is that you? I'm live, but yeah.
Okay. Oh, the only thing I need help with is Ayana's parents. So just tell me what.
Oh yeah. So they're supposed to be here at 6. I'll get off the
Okay.
live like 15 minutes prior. So yeah. Okay. All right, let's share this link. If you guys are here in the live, I know it's Friday night, probably not many people are gonna be here. But you never know. Maybe there's some workaholics. Should I send out a text blast? All right. So, let's close my windows. How's everybody doing? Say something in the comments so I know that you're here. I mean, it's Friday. There probably is not going to be many people, but say something if you're here. And let's talk about junk. You can ask your questions if you have any questions, but we're going to talk about my origin story. I was just actually thinking about like, what am I going to talk about? Am I going to ramble about Autopilot or whatever? But I figured, somebody asked me like why I started this company earlier, and I know a lot of you guys know like the basics. You found it, Shag. You got it from Discord. So I know a lot of people know the basics of like, why did I start this company? Oh, because Andrew was in junk removal. But the origin story goes deeper. Why did Andrew decide to build junk removal software? Why am I building junk removal software? Why didn't I scale my junk removal business if I was doing 1.1 million a year, right? And a lot of people throw these numbers around. Um, what's up, Triple G junk removal guys? Say something in the comments if you're here. It's Friday night, so there's not as many people. There's only 5 of us here. It's not a lot of people, but you know, 5 people can hear the origin story. So you know what? Maybe I'll send a text blast. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna send a text blast real quick, guys. So just bear with me. Ask questions. The text blast takes like 10 minutes to go through. So I'm gonna send a text to like my list of people who subscribed to hear my crap. So bear with me for a few minutes. We're gonna dive deep into why I'm starting Autopilot, how I'm gonna change the world, the junk removal world, how I'm gonna make all the investors millionaires. Well, not millionaires. I don't know how much you invested in. The promises that I can make, that I can't make, and how the software is gonna like be change your, because what really matters is how's the software gonna benefit you, right? If it benefits you and it's better than all the other alternatives and it helps you run your company better than everybody else, at the end of the day, that makes me more rich. But also, if you're an investor, it makes you rich. So, that's the beautiful thing about this YouTube community crap is that, like, you guys can be a part of this process, which is mind blowing how it can go full circle. So, at the end of the day, there is a reason why I left junk removal to do software. It's not just because I've always been a software guy. There's so much to talk about. Let me send out this text blast. Really motherfucking quick, which you guys can do in Autopilot too. Did you know? So we're gonna send out this SMS. Let's make sure I got the right link. We are motherfucking live right now. Talking about junk removal and Autopilot live right now. Tune in. All right, guys. Ask your question. Say something in the comments so I know you're here. Also, speak if you want to tune. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna talk about my journey really quick. So this is what this live is gonna be about. Is my journey to $1 million in junk removal, gross, um, gross sales, and why I decided to do autopilot, how autopilot's gonna benefit you, and if you're an investor, how it's gonna make you a fuckload of money. Quote, air quotes, assuming things go good. Oh, thank you, Shag. Shag, I miss you, man. I just want you to know we're working hard. I'm gonna make you rich too. So don't forget that, Shag. Felix is here. All right, cool, guys. So ask questions. We're about to dive deep. We're gonna give it 10 minutes for the text blast to go through. Maybe I should mute. Let me mute my phone. Because I'm just so popular. No, I'm just kidding. Um, all right, guys. Okay, the viewers are going up. That means the text blast is going through. Welcome, 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 everybody. We're going to do a little bit different of a live series. I will answer your questions if you have questions, but we're going to dive into. I'm actually going to go see Wicked with my lady in about an hour, so I can only be here for about 45-ish minutes. So if you have questions, ask your questions in the comments. And if you want to come live on my show, I'm going to put a comment on the YouTube channel and on Facebook where you can participate live and come on the channel with me live and ask questions. But I am going to talk about my story first. So if you do come on live and you decide to click that little link that I put in the comments, you're going to be sitting here listening to me talk about the origin story. So you know how every arc, every villain, not arc, Christopher Wright. This is Andrew from Jedi Junk Removal. We're going to talk about how I did $1 million in junk removal and why I'm building software. So I don't know. How did you find this, Christopher Wright? Anyways, every hero or villain has an origin story. I want to be the hero because, guys, you invested. Before I tell the story, let me show you what you guys have done for me, because this still blows my mind till this day. All right, so real quick before we start the story, we're gonna go way back, guys. We're gonna go way back. But what you need to know is $200,000. You guys have invested. Okay, $200,000. If you guys have junk removal questions, ask. We'll get to it. 200. If business is dead. Christopher Wright. If you got a message, that means you're on my list for some reason. So you must have been interested in junk removal or dump trailer giveaway, a core, or like anything. You must have been on my list somehow, some way. So guys, $200,000. The minimum investment is $500. So if you just do the basic math, $200,000 divided by 500, that means 400 of you invested. But that's not true because some of you invested more than $500. Some of you invested 5,000. Some of you invested 1,000. But I think there's like over 100 of you who run a junk removal business who invested in my software, which I have to say thank you. Who's in here? Oh, Josiah, what's up?
Hey man, how you doing?
Pretty good, you. So I am gonna go through. You can hang out with me and we can chit chat. I'm gonna go through my origin story first, and then you can ask questions. So,
Okay,
go ahead.
can I show everyone something? I'll be in and out like super quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All
What you
right,
got?
tell me if you can see this. What do you think of this?
Mm,
It's a sticker.
I see. Let us grab
Is
your
that is that
junk.
is that is that too
Is that is
graphic
that is
or
that too is that too vulgar? Right? Like I like
yeah?
it. I think. Let me see it again. Put it up one more time. Hey guys, everybody, I want you to give an opinion on this. Um, What's your paid user? Matt Allen, I'll get into that in a minute. So I like it, but I have one suggestion. Every joke
Yeah,
needs a
what's up?
punchline, right? So
Uh-huh.
I've seen something similar where it was like, send us a picture of your junk, and then there was a
Uh-huh.
punchline, right? There's a punchline that
Right.
brings it.
Yeah.
So it was like, send us photos of your junk, and then it was like, not that kind of junk. So there's a punchline at
Yeah.
the end. The problem with what
Okay.
you,
Punchline.
hey, Matt Allen, Christopher, tell me if you guys agree. Hold your thing back up.
All right.
Hold it back
Let's
up.
do this.
I think you're missing
Let's
you're
do it.
missing the punchline. I'd give it a shot. Give it a try. But you're missing the
All right.
funny punchline that brings that vulgar joke and makes it more
Right.
funny. So let us grab your
Damn.
junk. Text us pictures of your trash. You know, like
Right.
it's missing the punchline. Um, so
Damn.
um,
Okay.
that's the only thing. And so yeah, a lot of people are saying you're getting a lot of calls from Karens. You got to throw in that punchline that brings it down to that the civil part. You know, like the civil. Oh,
Right.
okay. You know, because what you're just saying is
Right.
send us pictures of your penis, right? Send us pictures of your junk. So you
Yeah.
have to say send us pictures of your junk, and then humanize with a punchline. You know,
Right.
I'm not a comedian,
Exactly.
so I can't give you the punchline. You know, I'm not. Go to
Right.
ChatGPT. Fucking, you get what I'm saying.
All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate your advice. I gotta leave now.
All right, cool. Oh shit, we got 36 people. Okay, guys. All right, we're gonna talk.
Dude.
Survivor's Guilt, love it.
Bye, Andrew.
Thank you so much. Peace, bro. All right, guys. Now we got 35 people. I'm gonna show this one more time. Thank you so much. You people have invested. This is so much money. Oh, where's my face? Hold on. The software is supposed to show my face. Okay. So, we've been running this investment campaign where you get stock in the company, you get access to the software, beta access, blah, 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 right? You guys have invested $200,000. Thank you so much. It's absolutely insane that you guys have invested that much money. So thank you. Now we're going to talk about my origin story, why I'm building the software, and why the software is going to be $1 billion company. And hey, what's up, man? Hello? You know what? We're just not going to let any guests in so I can talk about my story. I'm going to post the guest link later so you guys can join in like 20 minutes after I talk about my story. So thank you so much for investing. Um, thank you so much. Jesus. Okay. You know what? All right, guys. You know what? So I want to bring you on. People keep calling in. I'm gonna send the call in link right after I talk about my journey into building this software. Why am I building junk removal software or home business software? So if you guys have questions, please ask. I'll get to them right after I tell my story. I'll go through some comments right now, and then we'll get started. I like it. It's funny. Could definitely see it getting posted. Digging the videos. Hi, what's up? Hey, what's up, Hudson? Hudson. I'm going to chit chat for a bit. Just call in like 15 minutes, okay? And it says you're muted, so I can't hear you. I'm going to turn interview off for now because people keep calling in. Bro's giving. Okay, so you know what's funny is I'm not wearing these because I actually am a mouth breather, and I snore in the middle of the night. This helps so much. These are game changing. I started wearing these in 20 like a year before COVID, and when I discovered Alex Hermosi was during COVID, and when I saw him with the nose strips, I was like, this motherfucker just wears those on camera. So then I was just like, I don't care either. So Junk 180, what's up? Lewis, you're starting your junk in 2020. Lewis, you're starting your junk removal business in 2025. Hell yeah, let's go. Vera, what's up from Washington? Trevor, yes. Hermosi Energy, thank you. Steve Razzo, get it all out. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about the origin story. Who's Andrew? Maybe you guys know, maybe you don't know. Most of you probably should know. Y Combinator, good question, Matt Allen. We're going to get to all that. So, guys, thank you for investing 200,000. Why did you guys invest 200,000? Let's talk about it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Andrew and I ran a junk removal business. I scaled from $0 to 1.1 million my first year. And I think what separates me from everybody else, and I don't want to. Jesus, let me mute my phone. Okay, so I think what separates me from everybody else is I come from a tech background. I'm an engineer, programmer. Marketing with Google Ads was like easy. Building websites I can do blindfolded, and I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything. It's just my background was tech. During COVID, shit hit the fan, and a friend told me, "Hey Andrew, if you don't want to go code and get a programming job for some corporate fucking corporation, some corporate fucking guy who's going to control your life and have to do Zoom meetings all day and do coding for somebody else." And I really didn't want to do that because of my app just failed because of COVID. And I just coded an entire app for a year. And I was so bummed because I was building a travel app. My friend was like, "Andrew, if you're willing to put your humility to the side and go pick up trash." And I didn't know anything about manual labor. I didn't know anything about. Dude, I have never done any. I built IKEA furniture, but manual labor, blue collar, never. I've been a programmer since I was 10, 11 years old. In fifth, sixth grade, I started with TI. I started doing AOL 3.0. They had this little tool on there where they taught you basic HTML. So started there. Then when I got into seventh grade, where you get the TI 83 calculators, you can do TI basic programming on those calculators. So I've been a programmer my entire life. And then at the age of I'm 37, 4 years, 3.5 years ago, COVID. I did good. I did good. I've always been doing six figures. When I dropped out of high school, I made millions and spent it foolishly because I was a young kid. I've always been doing high six figures, and then shit changed in COVID, and my friend was like, instead of getting a programming job, why don't you do junk removal? And you can make $1,000 a day. I had a second kid on the way. COVID was ending. The COVID free money. Remember all that fucking free money they were giving out? So, and by the way, if you guys are just tuning in, I'm telling the origin story of me and why I'm building junk removal software. So, because this is important. This is important for you guys to know if you guys are invested. You have given me 200,000. That's a lot of money. $200,000 to build this software because you guys want the software and you believe in me. So I think it's important that you guys truly hear the origin story of how this happened. So, and if you guys want to talk to me, you can text that phone number. That's my personal phone number. I will see all those text messages. You can hit me up. You want to invest, you want the software, you want to talk, you have questions, just text me. That phone number in the corner. California, Monroe, I'm in Vegas. Oh shit, I'm actually going to be in Vegas doing a meetup soon. So hit me up, text me, California, Monroe. I'm coming out to Vegas to meet some of the investors out in Vegas. So hit me up on that phone number, text me. I'd love to meet you and we can all meet. So getting back to the origin story. I've been a programmer my entire life. My friend said if you're willing to put your ego to the side, you can make $1,000 a day. I did what everybody else did. I got on YouTube. Not everybody else, but a lot of people. I got on YouTube and Googled the junk removal business. This is 3.5 years ago, give or take, right? Matt and JoJo, Ricardo, Steezy, and Steve Conroy all popped up. Boom, 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 boom. I followed Matt and JoJo and Steve Conroy and Ricardo. Mostly Matt and JoJo and Steve Conroy. Those were the two top ones. Yes, Dallas, you can. Just text me at that number and I'll explain everything of what you can deduct for your investment, all that stuff. So I binged Matt and JoJo's videos. And I'm going to tell you guys right now because I want to be honest with you. And I don't want to fucking lie. I don't want to sugarcoat how I was feeling. I have always been the computer guy. So what I'm about to say, I don't want to offend you. This is just something I had to struggle with. And I feel like it's important because it changed me as a fucking person. And my almost fiance, you know, my lady, she says it changed me completely as a fucking human because it did. I had to put my ego aside to do this, right? I was a programmer my entire life. I've always been in tech, computers. I've always thought I was going to be this rich guy, and I was rich at one point. I made millions of dollars when I was a young kid out of high school, and I just spent it stupidly. And I've been doing software and all kinds of ideas and doing pretty well for my entire life up until this point. And I've always been this guy up here that thought, oh, I'm the tech nerd. I'm going to be a billionaire from tech. And here I am now at 33 years old, 33 years old, starting over. And COVID destroyed my credit. My new app failed. And here I am picking up trash. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. And this is what I'm warning you guys. I don't want to offend anybody. But you got to remember, I was coming from this like tech world, never doing anything, coming into blue collar. I hit it for the first six months. I didn't want anybody on Facebook to know. My friends on Facebook. I didn't want any of my friends on Instagram. I didn't want anybody to know what I was doing because I was so ashamed and embarrassed of like what I was doing. Now, like I'm going to repeat myself one more time. I'm not trying to offend anybody because I didn't understand. I was the guy, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. I had a fucking Gucci belt and a Louis belt. I had Christian Louboutins. I don't know if you guys know what the fuck that is. Red bottom shoes. I was that guy 5 years ago. I want you guys to understand. I wear Crocs now. I wear fucking Crocs with no traction. And I used to wear Louis Vuittons, Louboutins, Gucci's, all this stupid, pathetic fucking shit. Like, now, it's not to say I don't want I like nice stuff. I want a Rolls Royce. I want all of that stuff. But I had to go from, I cared so much what people thought. Now there's a moral to this story. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. There's a moral to this story of like why I've been successful and I was on my high horse and I was never an asshole. I want you guys to know that. I was never an asshole. I was never like that cocky douchebag. I was never that person. But I was very ego, judgmental, cared what people thought, all that stuff. Junk removal changed my life when I started this business because I had to learn how to hire and fire at a different level, right? Completely different fucking level. When you hire programmers and designers, to sit in a cushy AC office and I fire them because I had 10 employees at my last company that I was running. We'll talk about that later. But when you fire them and you hire them, it's a much easier process. They don't get vindictive. They don't yell at you and cuss at you and call you they just because you're hiring these programmers and designers at six-figure salaries. When I went into junk removal, I had to get used to comfortable. And I'm believe it or not, guys, I was scared of sales. I was scared of talking to people. Junk removal. I had to hire people off Craigslist to sit next to me in a truck, fucking truck, and small talk them and teach them, and then go talk to 5 customers a day at strangers' houses and like shake like junk removal. And I've never done that before. Never have I done manual labor. Never have I gotten people off Craigslist and ZipRecruiter and Indeed and got them in my fucking truck and sat next to them awkwardly and had to go through this whole learning experience completely different than me sitting in front of a computer programming my entire life and doing well. And the employees that I did hire, they were computer nerds as well. And they didn't like, when you fire them, they're just like, oh, okay. When you fire somebody in this blue collar world, there's like a 50% chance they'll fucking threaten to come hunt you down. It, so it was the most humbling and learning experience that I think God prepared me for to become the person that I am today, to go back into tech. Because when I was in tech, I don't have the skills that I have now. Um, I don't have the skills that I learned, sales, um, being in uncomfortable situations, physical. And you want to know something that separates blue collar workers from everybody else? Blue collar business owners. Blue collar business owners. And this is something you cannot get anywhere else. Sitting in front of a computer is mentally draining. But as a blue collar business owner, you are physically drained, and then you have to go figure out all the computer shit too. So you are mentally drained at the same time. And I did not. So you guys are trying to learn SEO, Google Ads, all this shit. You are mentally fucking drained and physically drained. This is why blue collar is the most respectable. And I did not I did not get it. I didn't get it. I'm gonna cry because um, I didn't get it until coming from sorry, I'm gonna cry. Uh, coming from sorry. Okay, now I feel like a fucking coming from tech. Coming from why the fuck am I? Coming from tech, I was so judgmental. I didn't realize how physically and mentally demanding this shit was. Um, because it's dealing with lower, when we hire employees, we wish we could pay them more because they work their asses off. And we can only pay them close to minimum wage plus tips. So we're paying them 17, 20, and sometimes $25 an hour. And you wish you could pay them more, but you can't. And it's a physically demanding job. And so when we deal with these type of employees, you know, and we fire these type of employees, there's nothing wrong with these type of employees, but there's a big difference between minimum wage, close to minimum wage, where they don't give no fucks, and you're trying to like create a good worker, a good employee, and lead them and train them, versus when I was in tech, I'm hiring people at $100,000, and they're not going to risk when I fire them doing anything crazy because there's repercussions. They need they need me to say that they're a good employee so they can get the next job. These When we hire and build teams over here, and I didn't learn this until I was in it. I didn't learn it like it's so fucking drastic, the difference of running blue collar and white collar. It's so hard. It is so hard. It makes white collar a fucking walk in the park. And I think God prepared me. Now I have these skills. Like dealing with people in the tech world is so fucking easy now because I have dealt with the blue collar side. And I say all this to say, um, I say all this to say, running a junk removal business was the most difficult and humbling experiences of my entire fucking life ever. And it changed me to be a better person. And because I used to be a fucking douchebag 5 years ago. And I fucking So, point being, now let's get into autopilot. Why did this trigger autopilot? So here's what happens. I've always known I was going to go back to tech, always, and I was going to go back to my travel app. But it was 1 year into my junk removal journey that um, I realized I was just using the software one day. I was in the fucking steam room, believe it or not, because you never want to miss a phone call. These things were waterproof. iPhones have been waterproof since like fucking iPhone 11. So I was in the steam room because I'm paying for Google ads, and I don't ever want to miss a fucking phone call because they're so expensive. That's another thing. You can't miss a call. Like this, it's physically demanding. It's mentally demanding. It's hard. And if you guys want to win in this, you have to. It's worth it, and you can scale. And I'll talk about that later. But it's worth it, and you can scale, and you can eventually get off the truck and get off the phones, and you can make so much money. But continuing, um, I was sitting in the steam room 1 year into my junk removal journey, trying to add a job or something. Um, something. I don't remember what the fuck I was doing, but I looked at the app and I was like, dude, I'm paying $225 a month or whatever the fuck Workies costs. I was paying so much money per month, even though I'm doing really good. But I'm like, damn, $225 a month. And I remember House Call Pro in my first 6 months. I was like, damn, $170 a month, just so I could. To, and just so you guys know, as a software engineer, this is very simple. It's there's a lot of layers to it. There's a lot of complexity, but at the end of the day, it's an over glorified calendar. Why are we paying $250 a month for a fucking calendar? Now, I say that there's a lot of complexity. That's why I've been building it for a year. It's not really just an over glorified calendar. I'm simplifying it. There's so much more to this software. Invoices, estimates. Now Workies has always by the phone. Yeah. Hey, Don Venture. I'll save that. I'll do that on another call. I'll do that on another call. AI phone service. But I was sitting there thinking like this doesn't need to be this much. This is insane. That does not need to be $225 a month with a 1 year contract. It does not need to be. So that is what inspired me to go into this. And then also, I can become a billionaire. I've always wanted to make tons of fucking money. I've always wanted to get all the cars and all that stuff. I've always wanted to build an empire. Now, as I'm getting older, I just want to build something people love that makes me good money. Now, do I still want to be a billionaire? Absolutely. And I think, not think, sorry, this will be a billion, like 100%. So that is what inspired the journey. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's personal now. It's personal, and I want to make a fuckload of money. Um, I've worked my ass off for years, years, and I've always done well. I've always cleared a quarter. Like I've always made millions when I was younger, and then a quarter million when I lost it all because I was a young kid. I was 17 years old out of high school. I made 2.5 million. You can watch that video on my channel if you guys want to see it. And then I started another company and made another fucking $3 million when I was 24. I'm 37 now. I've had this roller coaster life. I have no father figure, so I was just a fool. That's my excuse. That's my trauma excuse. Nobody to guide me. And now I have two kids and I've learned my lessons. And junk removal changed me and made me realize how fucking hard it is. Now, junk removal was the most gratifying experience and probably the most grateful experience I'll ever have had in my entire life. Autopilot will probably be my greatest success. And I'll probably be like, this will probably be my greatest success that turns all of my investors into millionaires. Or I don't know how much, but that's my goal. But I don't think it'll probably be my most proudest moment when Autopilot hits in 5 years. That's my goal. This will be like without a doubt, I'm going to turn this into $1 billion company. And this will probably be my most proudest moment. But junk removal was the foundation of what changed my character. That's my most grateful moment. It changed me. I never would have wore Crocs. I never would have. I would have been too scared to get on YouTube because I would have cared about people, my bags and my fucking acne scars and all this. Like, junk removal made me comfortable with humans, physical labor, mental and emotional and physical stress all at the same time. My phone ringing all fucking day and being like, junk removal humbled me. And that is the story, guys. And that's the story. How do I turn interview mode back on? So, hold on one second. If you guys have, wait, hold on. Okay, if you guys have questions, ask questions. I'm trying to fix my interview. Huh. Why can't I turn on interview? So if you guys have questions, please ask your questions. Okay, I know. Ditch the Crocs. What should I wear, man? Don Ventura. Demetrius Sneed, I want to invest in the company. I'm starting my business in 2025. If you guys want to invest, the minimum investment is 500. You guys can invest anything you want, 500 and up. Sorry, anything from 500 and up. There are perks, and yeah, there's perks. There's perks to investing. You get access, early access. You get free. If you invest, you also get stock in the company. You get free. Free access for a certain amount of months depending on how much you invest. So there are a lot of perks. But why is I can't? Oh, MF Dumpsters, yeah. By Monday, the online video tutorial. So to set up online booking, yes, I'll have that Monday. Don Ventura, we're always looking for investors. We're trying to raise $250,000, guys. We've raised 200. The max that we can raise is 250. So there's $50,000 left to invest. So if 50 people invested $1,000, we'd be at 50 grand. So the most that we can accept on this investment, and this is all through the SEC, Securities Exchange Commission. So if you guys actually do invest, look, we've raised 200. Our max that we can get is 250. So we're running this for another 35 days. So if you guys want to invest, please let me know if you have questions. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. Please, I'm going to go use the restroom. Ask your questions, guys. Any question in the chat, please ask. I'll answer your guys' questions. No, Martin Vargas, I did not have warehouse space. I had parking that I rented in each location off neighbor.com, which is a really good hack. If you guys can't find affordable parking, go to neighbor.com. Tons of people rent out their backyards, their fucking driveways, but make sure you message them. Here's the hack. Here's the trick. Do not tell them you're going to have employees come to their house every single morning. You're going to scare them off. Go up, meet up with them in person, show them your charm, and then tell them, hey, by the way, I'm going to be here every morning at 6 a.m. No, sorry to that troll hunter. It was just a long-ass piss. Joe A. Trashman, what's the return? Oh, sorry, I didn't finish my neighbor thought. Then when you meet up with them, this is how I did it. I said, hey, my employees are going to come every morning at 6 a.m. It's going to be really quiet. We're going to drop the truck off at 6 p.m. at the end of the day. We're going to be really quiet, and I explain to them in person that I need to come in every single day and every morning and every night, because usually on neighbor.com they just want you to park an RV or a boat or a car. They're going to come check in on every month. So neighbor.com is very useful, but don't tell them on messaging, hey, I need access every day and every day, every morning and every night with them. Don't do that, because I did that one time and they just didn't respond anymore. But I met up with them in person, me and my lady, we looked like really good people. Then we explained the situation. Troll Hunter, no, I was not taking a dump. It was just a really long pee. Joe, what's the return on $1,000? So I have to say this with precaution, because the SEC watches me, because we're filed with the SEC. We're not allowed to make promises on investments. But I will die on this hill. I will die trying. I will get rich or die trying, making this happen. If we hit $1 billion, $1,000 would be worth $1,000 would be worth 100 grand if we hit $1 billion, which I'm trying to go for 5 billion. So a lot of money. A lot of money. You're looking at 100x to 200x, 300x minimum return on your money, because that's how startup world works. In tech, you go from nothing to 100x your investment. There's some startups out there where they got 1,000 to 3,000x return on their money because the company became a $10 billion company. Do you believe you could become a millionaire in junk removal? Martin Vargas, complicated question. Yes and no. Most likely, no. You will not become a millionaire. Can you make really good money? Can you make? And we also have to define millionaire. Is a millionaire your net worth? Because there's people with companies that are worth $1 million, but it probably wouldn't sell for a year. There's people with a house. Maybe you have a house in the middle of nowhere that's paid off in cash. It's $1 million house, but it might take a year to sell because nobody fucking wants it. So millionaire. What if you make $250,000 a year, right? Profit. Are you a millionaire in 4 years, but you've spent it all? But what if after that $250,000 that you make after taxes, it's actually 125? So really, I define millionaire as assets that are worth $1 million that are sellable within 6 months, or having $1 million in the bank. So having a company that's worth $1 million that you can sell within 6 months, I would consider you. But I don't know if that's so. Anyway, we can go on and on. Let me answer your question, Martin. Can you become a millionaire in junk removal? Absolutely. If you do a junk removal business, and you're in business for 5 years, and you're doing $1 million a year in gross sales, and you're profiting $250,000, you're profiting $250,000 pre-tax, but just like, after dump fees, employees, and all that, you're doing $1 million a year, and you're making $250,000 after all your expenses, and you're in business for 5 years. You could theoretically sell that business for $1 million, right? $250,000 EBITDA, and you multiply that by 3x, 4x, 5x, most likely 2 to 3x. But if you hit business for 5 years, you have a good business, you can sell it for $1 million. So imagine you get to $2 million in your junk removal business. Fuck yeah, you can become a millionaire. But you have to scale pretty high. Now, you can also be very comfortable in this business. You can do $500,000, you're on the truck, and you're doing $250,000 yourself profit. You can do that. That's a realistic. You can do $500,000 a year with one truck working. I did $500,000 a year with one truck, but that truck was running full time 7 days a week. So you could be on the truck 5 days a week, and then you can have some part-time employees on Saturdays and Sundays. We had dumps in LA open on Sundays and Saturdays. So you could be profiting $250,000 a year by yourself. That's pretty fucking good. The company that manages my Google ad charges me $1,500 a month, and I put 3,000. Ooh, yeah, that's okay. Michael Sand, hit me up. That's too much. If you're gonna spend $1,500 a month on Google ad management, you need to be spending at least 10 grand on Google ads to justify the $1,500 a month. Most agencies charge between $300 and $800 a month for Google ads management. You can't afford. Do not pay $1,500 a month for Google ads management and junk removal. It's not worth it. Sean Smith, What's up, that's my homie, that's my investor. You are still a millionaire if you have $1 million in assets. Sean Smith, let me ask you this. If you have land in the middle of BFE and it's worth $1 million and it's paid off in cash so you can get $1 million, but it's somewhere that nobody wants that land. Let's say it's, I don't know, Podunk, fucking in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. It's just in the middle of nowhere. Some fucking state in the middle of the desert or wherever. And you got $1 million in land, but it might take 2 years to sell. Are you still a millionaire if you have nothing else but that? So you're not liquid at all. Do you consider that being a millionaire? You have the asset, it just won't sell for a couple 2 to 5 years. Are you still a millionaire, but you're broke as fuck in the bank? You can't even buy yogurt for you and your girlfriend. Are you still a millionaire? Do you consider that a millionaire? Just this is just I'm just asking. Do you consider that being a millionaire? Like what? How liquid do you have to be? What like? Okay, like what if it doesn't sell for 10 years? What's there has to be some threshold. 6 months. If you can sell it within 6 months, does that make you a millionaire? Does it have to sell within 1 month? Does it have to sell within 20 years? What if it takes you 20 years to sell? These are realistic questions. These are actual real, like, if you really think about it, what really defines a millionaire? So, um, hi Andy, blah blah blah. Anybody using auto? I bet Matt and JoJo got $1 million in the bank. If I had to bet, Andy, they're doing good. I think if you want a millionaire status of this, the biggest things are advertising successfully, optimize and automate all the admin work. Yes, if it's still worth $1 million, no matter how fast you. So Mathis Bosch says, no matter what, if you can sell it at some point in time in human history, so even 20 years later, you consider. So I think with how fast paced the world is, you have to be able to move it within 6 months to be considered a millionaire. I'll even give you a year. Inflation is moving so fast. The economy is fucking crazy. I think if you can't move something within the year, you're not a millionaire. And God, I don't know how I would. It's an interesting topic. Like, what defines a millionaire, right? Net worth. Okay. So, if you are broke as a joke, but you're sitting on a house that's worth $1 million, that makes you a millionaire. Like because millionaires, I don't know, man. It's one of those things. Like, okay, what if you're sitting in your mom's house and your mom leaves you the house and you're this broke fucking loser and the house won't sell for 5 years because the plumbing's all fucked up and you don't have the money to fix it and you're getting hit with fucking tax liens because you're not paying property tax and I don't know, man. It's like, really, what defines a fucking millionaire, right? Like, do you make $1 million a year? But what if 50% taxes? You're actually making $500,000 a year. I don't know, man. Um, it's it it's complicated. Do we have any Hey, do we have any questions? By the way, do we have any questions at all? Because I'm going to get off in a few minutes. I'm going to go see. It's still worth $1 million. Here's a better question: how much can you refinance it for? How much of the top 3 investors in Autopilot invested? Good question. So, guys, 200,000 is not all we've raised. That's just the crowdfunding from the YouTube community. Outside of crowdfunding, we have other people, other junk removal business owners who have invested in Autopilot. We have raised our biggest investor, John. I think he's okay with me being public. John Stromberg. I hope I'm. I hope he's okay. He runs a very successful junk removal business. He's in the Facebook groups. He invested a month ago $100,000. Thank you so much, John. We need to actually have you live. He invested 100 grand. We have another investor, Ryan, who invested $45,000. And then we have another investor who invested 20 grand. So up to this point, over the last 13 months, guys, we've raised almost $500,000. And we have 600 people using our software. That includes the 170 beta testers. That includes the 150 investors and all their employees that they've invited. So we're somewhere between 500 and 600 people, 600 motherfuckers using our software. So yeah. So we haven't just done $200,000 in crowdfunding. We've actually raised angel money, and we're now at about we just got $100,000 investor a month ago. So, by the way, to my investors, if you're watching, thank you so much. I will make sure I turn this into the biggest company. I can't make promises because crowdfunding is watching me, and there's a Securities Exchange Commission, SEC. But I will get rich or die trying. Dave mentioned something about Perfect Click getting, I've heard he's had some bad luck with Perfect Click lately, so make sure he's going to be posting some videos soon. And I interviewed him, and he talks about it. What's up, Yush? Oh, hey, what's up? Have you tried raising a pre-seed from any funds, angels, in Silicon Valley? Plus, what do you want the money for? So, Yush, that's a great question. So we're at the point now where we're going to be cash flow positive in a month or two. However, as you know, Yush, good engineers are expensive, and we have so much to build. So much to build. iOS, web, and Android, and CRMs, as you know, Yush, there's a lot. This isn't like we took one small feature and tried to turn that into a product, which is always a good idea. Taking somebody's one feature and really making that one thing a good product, right? We're trying to build a full CRM, right? Like Salesforce. So there's so much. So Yash, to answer your question, we need good engineers, and good engineers are fucking expensive as shit. Um, so two quality engineers, we're at 30, 20, 15, 20. Like, I don't want engineers like me or my business partner. We want engineers that can run circles around us, because we're pretty good. We're good. We're good engineers. I'm definitely not a fucking the best, nowhere near. I'm not even in the top 10%, but I'm a good engineer. So, Yash, to answer your question, I want engineers that can run circles around us, and they're expensive. The seniors, because we're at that level, Yash, where we need to build feature after, like, bug fixing, new features, putting out fires. And Yash, as you know, good designers are fucking expensive too. So that's what the money would be for. And no, I haven't even touched tech money yet. This is everything, Yash, everything we've raised up until this date, close to $500,000, has been through YouTube. And I only have 12,000 subscribers. So it honestly doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense how I raised almost $500,000 from YouTube. What? YouTube? I only have 12. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so, like, literally, thank you so much. I'm going to make sure this software um, takes over the world, takes over the home service world. What's your opinion on how to reduce advertising spending after you achieve maximum or wanted demand, but still maintain those numbers? Um, what's your opinion on how to reduce advertising spending? So here's the thing. Google ads are always going to cost the same. Facebook ads, you should probably just always run them indefinitely. But what you can do is reduce your ad spend because you're building up. You can reduce your ad spend eventually because you're building up your client database, right? So let's say you spend, like I did, $250,000 the first year to obtain 2,000 to 2,500 customers that first year. Repeats and referrals are just naturally going to happen if you're a nice person and you do good business. So over time, with organic and you building up your customer database with Google ads and Facebook ads, you can crank them down and still make the same money. But why would you? You want to keep, unless you want, I guess you could decrease because you don't want to keep growing because maybe you're comfortable where you're at. But the ad cost is always going to cost the same. The customer acquisition cost is not going to go down. It never will go down. I mean, you could probably do some cheap marketing tricks here and there, but in general, customer acquisition costs ain't going to go down. Do you have experience with that? Oh, Junk Punk, we talked about that. Anything is only worth. Yep, correct. Just exploring every path. What's up, Andrew? How can I become a beta tester for Autopilot and use it for Sam? Hit me up. Message me. The invite code is beta tester. Do you charge $50 for each flight of stairs, even for 1 to 3 items? Everything's negotiable. No, I do not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I usually deduct the stair price, $25 per set of flight of stairs. I always use that as a negotiation tactic to close them for my $150 minimum. So I'll actually take off the stair fee, act like I'm doing them a favor. 2, do you just use the materials to determine heavyweight charge? No, heavyweight charge is based on what you think is heavyweight. Construction debris, sometimes I'll get people with some heavy machinery. Sometimes I'll just get like a whole bunch of concrete bags. And you determine what heavyweight is because you'll start to learn your average load. And I charge $50 per quarter of heavyweight. So if it's all construction debris, $200 extra, heavy $50 per quarter, $50. So it's $200 if they fill up the entire dump truck that I add on top. But no, it's not just based on materials. It's just you start to learn what's heavier than average. What's a good Google Ads company? Xavier, but he's expensive. Xavier Caldera is the best. I use ClickSgeek. A lot of people seem to have problems with them, so I need to do some research on who the best is now. I know Louis Vandervalk is running Google Ads now. Yush, how close do you think you are to product market fit? Yush, that's huge for raising so little and staying lean. Yush, and big props to your community for thank you. Yush, okay. Question number 1, how close am I to product market fit? We've launched 2 months ago. So the feedback has been phenomenal. And I don't say that lightly. I say that being scared because I don't know if my community's lying to me because they're scared to hurt my feelings. So I've told them, be truthful to me. We've only had a few people cancel, and they only cancel because we're lacking some sophisticated features that they need. Zapier integrations and QuickBooks integration, which is coming soon. Zapier, QuickBooks, and advanced reporting. Things that are not our target ICP avatar, ideal customer profile. So the feedback's been incredible. I think we're at product market fit now ish. Product market fit, I think, is defined by you start to just naturally and organically grow based on word of mouth, right? They start just sharing the product and the demand starts to grow at kind of a hockey stick chart ish, give or take. You're not pumping in money and stuff into ads and social media, but you start to see this growth. And we're seeing this growth. And I have not even gone ham yet on on YouTube or Facebook. I've not been using social media and leveraging it as much as I should. We're about to go crazy with SEO and fucking cold email, but our growth has been in the last 2 months. We were from 100 paying customers to almost we'll be at 200 in so we've had 100% growth in 1 to 2 months. So, and the feedback's been incredible. Our churn is 5%, and it's not because they say it sucks. It's because, like, Andrew, tell me when you get QuickBooks and Zapier. So that's awesome. Yeah, and we've raised about $500,000 over the last 13 months, and we still have a really good amount of it left. Yush, big props to your community. Thank you so much. What happened to Y Combinator? I posted a video on my other channel, Ramel. I have a theory of why I didn't get in, but I'm gonna get in. If I don't get in, I don't get in. It is what it is. But I'm going to apply every batch this year. Just gonna submit an application. I do think I can get in. I really do. I think I didn't make the cut because I applied late or at the last second, and I got pushed out of the running because I was in the top 10%. And I don't know, like I don't this AI fucking bubble and shit, AI this, AI that. I don't know. But no, I didn't get in. But there's only a 1% chance of getting in, so it's like the odds are stacked against you. So I'm not too hurt. Shit, it's 5:50. I gotta go. Okay, Justin. how do you track time for each job? So we don't have time. We kind of have time tracking, but we don't have like a start clock, stop clock. We will have it soon, but there is a way to do time tracking in our app. How do you charge for demo? Like sheds, I always charge by the volume it takes up. But if it's going to take a lot longer, I always charge extra labor. Every full load includes 2 hours of free labor. That means every half load includes an hour of labor. Every quarter load includes 30 minutes. So if you have somebody who has a shed, let's just pretend the shed takes up your entire dump truck. Okay, $1,000, 2 hours. $1,000 for a full load, 2 hours of included labor with your two guys. If it goes over 2 hours, I charge $100 an hour. So if that shed, for whatever reason, takes you 8 hours, you're going to bill them an extra 6 hours with 2 men. So 12 man hours. So that would be an extra $600 fucking dollars on top of the 1,000. That's how now everything's negotiable. Everything's negotiable, but that's how I do it. Are we still on for our call? Jared, yes, I'm going to call you. I'll call you right now because I do need to get off. And thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this live. I hope you guys liked my origin story. And if you have any questions, but guys, more importantly, sign up for Autopilot, beta test it. We're going to let in a few more people for beta testing. And then we're eventually going to go public, not like IPO public, but public to no invite code needed. We're going to shut that down soon. And we're going to go public in like March or April. We're going to beta test for like another 3 months. And then, yeah, so please join. And I'd love to see you guys use my software and give me feedback. If you have any questions at all, you want to talk, text the phone number down below. If you guys want to invest, please. Door hangers, I like yard signs by CRO before $1. Sean, no problem. Thank you for joining. And Justin, Lee, thank you. Don Ventura, thank you. Yush, thank you. Yush, please email me your phone number. I would love to jump on a call with you if you're open to that after the holidays. I know we're emailing, but I'd love to like talk to you, hear your voice, and I'd love to really just shoot the shit with you on how Y Combinator went. I'd really appreciate that if you don't mind. That'd be super awesome. And guys, thank you so much. God bless. And as always, I leave you with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles!